So I'm stressed out. Let me set this camera up. So I'm back in my hotel room. It's 7:01. The flight was delayed till 3:30. I'm really praying that it gets canceled because it was delayed to 3:30 and my Baltimore layover was canceled. So now my passport is in Baltimore and I'm in Houston and I won't be back. I'm not going to Houston. They have me going straight to Fort Lauderdale. So I either have to see if somebody can bring me my passport to Orlando. There's a flight attendant out there. Or if I can get out to Baltimore, then to Orlando. Out to Baltimore, then to Fort Lauderdale in time for me, for me to make my flight. Because my next flight tomorrow is not till 10. And there's a flight that goes out from Orlando at 3 o'clock. Well, the latest one is at 9 o'clock, and I'll get there at 11. And the worst I can do is like stay at a hotel and then go directly from, I never close my dress up. And then what I do is go directly from Baltimore to Fort Lauderdale that morning and meet my people in Fort Lauderdale. But I am dying at this point because I'm so nervous that I gotta get it. If anything, I'll get to Orlando, take that late night flight, get to the hotel, and then just book a room from the hotel that night. And then that way, after that, I can just go straight to Fort Lauderdale, which I have to check the flights for to see the earliest one from Baltimore, Fort Lauderdale. But most of the Baltimore flights leave at like 5 o'clock in the morning. So I should be okay. I just want to make sure before I just be flying out everywhere. But I'm not supposed to leave this hotel room till 3:30, and now I'm just chilling. I'm wide awake. My head is banging. I'm super nervous because I don't know what to do. I'm stressing, y'all. Like, I'm literally stressing. So we'll see how this goes, and I'll keep y'all updated. Hopefully this flight gets canceled so I can just fly right to Baltimore and then fly to Fort Lauderdale, or even go to Baltimore and come right back here for the night. But hopefully this flight gets canceled because I need to get out to Baltimore today so I can get my passport and get back. That's pretty much it. I'll talk to y'all later, see how things are going, see what what we got going on, and see if I can get to the hotel. See you later. Okay, so we about to try this again. It is 11:30 almost, and I gotta head back to the airport. Oh, it's still recording for some reason. I'm sorry. That was probably an ugly face, but I have to head back to the airport soon. I kind of figured it out, so I'll get to Orlando at, hey, your plane is taking off. That's kind of cool. I get to Orlando at 4:19. Hopefully we get there earlier so we can get the plane and I can make it to a different flight, where I'm trying to get a 4:30 flight to Baltimore. That way when I get to Baltimore, I can go get my passport and then come back to the airport, and there's a 9:30 flight that comes back to Orlando. That way I can make my deadhead, still be on time for everything, and have my passport so I have everything together. So right now, God's been working with me in real life, but I've worked out a plan. If everything goes according to plan, I'll be able to get my passport and be okay. So I have to call in tomorrow. If anything, I'll fly from Orlando tonight at 11, and I can fly back in from Baltimore tomorrow and go straight to Fort Lauderdale. So then that way I don't even have to come to Orlando. I don't have to stop here. I'll go right to Fort Lauderdale, and I'll meet my chaser at the gate because she's gonna be in Fort Lauderdale. But I'm so thankful that they kind of got it all in order and we were able to get everything out by 1 so I can make it to the airport to make it to my flight back to Baltimore. I just got to make sure I work with the clock. And I'm going to take my bags with me because I don't know if I'll get stuck in Baltimore or whatever, but I don't have my bags with me. I don't want to have my chaser, you know, responsible for carrying my stuff around with her stuff, because that's just unfair to her. So I'm going to take my bags with me, get my stuff together, get my act together, and then just finally go. But I'm about to head downstairs to meet the rest of my team, and then we're going to head to the airport to get this day started finally at 1:30. But I'll see you guys later. Y'all, it is 11 o'clock right now, and I am in Baltimore. I'm supposed to be landing in Fort Lauderdale. Landing in Orlando soon, but I'm not. I missed my flight. Let me just tell you what happened. So, we ended up being able to leave at 1, got to Orlando. Or no, delayed, because there was a whole long line to get to Orlando. Let me put this here. Can I do that? So yeah, so it was delayed because there was a whole long line to get to or to take off in Houston. Where was it? In Houston? It was a long line, so we ended up being delayed to like 1:30. So my flight from Orlando to Baltimore was supposed to leave at 4:30. We didn't land to 4:31. 4:31. So missed that flight apparently. That was supposed to be through Spirit. I ended up finding a flight from Southwest to get here to Baltimore, and that left at 6 something, and we arrived here at 8:30. But I waited on the hotel shuttle because I wanted to be cheap to see if they can get me to the hotel, and then I'll Uber back, and they did not show up. So I waited too late to call an Uber, and I took the Uber from the airport to the hotel, used the same Uber to go back to the airport, and then I got to KCM closed. And then I'm like, okay, so is TSA open? They're like, oh no, they definitely closed. So I'm like, oh my goodness. So I went over to a TSA person. I'm like, is there any way I can get back there? There's a flight that leaves at 9:47 and I have to be on it. And it was like 9:44 at the time. But the thing is, it was delayed because a lot of other crap that was going on. So it was something like maintenance or something like that. It was late. So she was like, you had to go through TSA. TSA was open. So I went over to TSA. I had to take my shoes off, all that crap, because my boots have metal in it. I didn't get done with that until like, 9:50? And I ran all the way back to the back of the airport. And as soon as I got to the gate, they like Spirit flight, I think it was 614, pushing back, which means that they closed the door and they're leaving right now. So if I want to listen to that girl that said that TSA was closed and I would have went down there, I would have made it. So I just barely missed it. So now I bought me a hotel that I'm in. I'll give you a tour in a second. I bought me a hotel just for tonight to stay. And then there's another Southwest flight that leaves in the morning at 6:45. I'm going to the airport at 5:30 because I need to get there, be in there and at the gate on time so I can get it. And then the thing is, I might not get the flight, but I might. It said it's a good chance of me. Oh, I look so rough, y'all. I literally ran to the gate, like sweating, running to the gate. But anyways, so there's a good chance of me getting on this flight. If not, there's a flight that leaves from here with Spirit that gets there. That Southwest flight will get me there at 9 o'clock on the dot. The one that leaves with Spirit will get me there at 9:25. I have to be at the airport at 9:30 because my flight is at 10:30, and I have to be able to, be there for my flight to board and everything like that. So I have to be there at least an hour early. At this point in time, I'm so tired. I'm so annoyed, but I'm not going to let this dwell in my spirit because it's going to work out anyways. I got my passport. That's one good thing. I was going without a passport, and that's something that I need. So I got my passport. I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm just going to wait till tomorrow, catch a flight, to Fort Lauderdale, meet my chaser there, and then just, what is wrong with my hair? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just like, I am literally over this day. Let me give y'all a tour of this room, and then I'm going to sleep because I can't anymore. Okay, this is it pretty much. I got me a little cheap little $70 room for the night. I have a double bed, TV. Let me fix my dress before I put it put it on the mirror because I was getting too comfortable. A bathroom and a small little bathroom with a shower. And that's it. I just got a small little studio. But that's pretty much it for today, y'all. I am exhausted and it's still not over, but thank goodness tomorrow's the last day and I go home tomorrow because I cannot do another day of this. I can't. This trip, I cannot do another day of this. So at this point, I just want to sleep, which I have a bed here. I have to take my makeup off, excuse me, y'all. And I still have to get up early, but good thing I'm on a Southwest flight, which means that I can sleep on my way to Lauderdale. I don't have to stay up. I don't have to work or anything like that. I'll be sitting down and I'm going to try to sleep some more. But good night, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. Peace out.